One. Hey guys, so today I am here with Celia of LTR Coaching. Celia, how are you?
I'm good, thanks. Yeah.
Good. How are you surviving lockdown?
Yeah, we're just doing lots of gardening and yeah, PE with Joe every morning. Except neither of the kids are doing it now. It's just me and my husband jumping around the lounge. So yeah, that's been pretty good actually. But yeah, the garden looks amazing. It's never looked that good.
I bet I've just kind of left mine as a bit of a wildlife garden. I've given up with mine.
Yeah.
So you've done a lot of things. You've run triathlons. You're very active, a very fit person. And tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I started doing triathlon after my eldest was born, so I was trying to get fit again, and I always ran before that. So I got into triathlon then to try and lose a bit of weight and all that kind of thing. And it also is because what I like about it is there's 3 activities that you can do as well. So I could get out of the house and do different things, escape and get away a little bit because it's tough being a new mum. And then yeah, so about 13 years I've been doing triathlon on and off because then I had another child, and in between pregnancies I sort of fit what I could in. And then I started my coaching business in 2014, I think.
Ooh.
Yeah, so it's 6 years ago now. After I did Ironman Wales, so I did that. I sort of coached myself up to that, and I thought, right, I know enough now to start coaching. And I'd done a few coaching qualifications. I was always like a climbing instructor and I was a teacher after that. So I had that kind of wanted to help people and get people learning new things. So that's why I set up the business.
Amazing. So I got speaking to Celia because she is one of the experts on the Perimenopause Hub. And I wanted to speak to her today because she's had a lot of experience. Well, you've had a lot of experience because you have done a lot of exercise while going through perimenopause. Am I okay to kind of mention that?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Yeah.
Very personal, I know. So kind of talk us through your experience about that.
Yeah, so I think it was a year ago possibly that I noticed that I got really down. I just suddenly got really down. It seemed to be like a certain time of year as well that it's happened a couple of years in a row now, just before Christmas, and everything kind of overwhelmed. And I went to an event. I wrote a post about it. I went to this event and turned up, and they'd given me a free entry because I'd won a previous event. So I got there and I went to register, and they were like, "Oh, can you come back in a bit because we haven't got the numbers ready?" So I went off and then went back, and they still hadn't got it ready, and I just had a complete meltdown. And I never normally I'd be okay with it, but I just got really upset. And then when I went home, I had about a week after that when I just was I was just so depressed. I didn't want to get out of bed, and I didn't want to train anymore, and I was kind of just going through the motions, even though I wanted to train, and I carried on, but there was no joy there. It was like, what's the point? And I was just very low, and I'm not normally like that. I went to see the doctor, and I actually did have an iron deficiency at that point as well. So I did have to go on iron, but there was definitely something else at play as well. It was kind of like I knew there was something different in my body and my mind that I noticed.
Yeah. So, at what point did you think this could be perimenopause? Because when we've spoken before, I remember you saying how at first you didn't think it could be that because you did start fairly young.
Yeah, I think it's that thing of you think, oh, I'm going to be getting hot flashes, and it's all going to be. You kind of think you're going to get all of the symptoms, and it's all going to happen at once, and it's like, and that's not how I think it is. It's fluctuations, and sometimes you're absolutely fine, and then other times it's not fine at all. And I seem to be suffering more with the kind of anxiety side of things. And I know that I got quite depressed when I was a teenager, like when I was going through puberty. So I'm thinking, well, maybe that depression's going to come back and hit me again in perimenopause. It sort of feels a little bit like that. It's like this sort of fluctuation, and I don't get hot, I think that's one of the sort of typical symptoms that you hear about, isn't it? Hot sweats, and if you don't get that, or you get it like infrequently, you think, well, it can't be that then, because I would be getting all these other symptoms as well. But it's not necessarily that you get everything. You just might get a few of them, and then they might go, and then you might get something else, and that might go. Well, that's what I've come to the conclusion of anyway.
I think it's really important for women to hear this, because, in the mainstream media, we're told that when we're going through menopause, we'll have hot flashes, we'll be irritable, when actually most of the common symptoms are depression and anxiety. So I think what you've said is absolutely perfect for women out there who are listening and who might be feeling the same as you, without putting two and two together, thinking it could be perimenopause. So how did going through perimenopause affect your training?
Yeah, so I've just, to be honest, I just tried to carry on with it, and I'm pretty good at pushing myself when I'm feeling uncomfortable, so I just carry on. I have switched things up a little bit. Like, I do a lot more strength training now than I used to, and I have noticed, like, I don't respond as well with strength training as I might have done when I was younger. I could put on muscle quite easily, whereas now I don't. So I was going to the gym before. I couldn't go to the gym. I was going like regularly, and I think that made a big difference.
Yeah.
And also doing, like, on the bike, I do kind of overgear efforts quite a bit. I was doing them with my last coach, but my new coach put lots in, and that actually's made quite a bit of difference.
And how are you managing like your cardio aspects going through perimenopause? Because I know a lot of women might struggle, especially if they're doing like lots of running. It can really, really have an impact on that. Have you noticed that? Have you had to change that, or are you good?
I haven't actually noticed. I do get tired and recovery. I sleep a lot. I do a lot of sleeping, and I think that really helps. I think, if you can sleep, then it's a massive benefit for everything. If you can get to sleep and sleep well, that is how you're going to recover. So I do a lot of sleeping, and I can tell if I've had a bad night. I just, my legs feel heavy, I feel really rubbish. But it's staying on top of that recovery side of it as well, I think, making sure, like, especially my mum's been giving me these yoga sessions, because she's been doing yoga online with one of her teachers that she met. She's been doing a yin yoga every Sunday, and we've been doing it together, and it's just amazing. I think if you can include something like that in your week, it becomes a necessity, I think, as you get into perimenopause, to manage that anxiety and to recover, allow your body to recuperate, and just kind of, because there's so much to think about and stress about. You need that time to switch off, and you've got to prioritize that, I think.
Absolutely.
After that.
I 100% agree. So you offer coaching. Is it specifically triathlon people that you coach, or do you just coach everyone? Or
yeah, I am a triathlon specialist. I occasionally get cyclists and runners as well. But yeah, I've just put together like a rescue package for people, because I know there's a lot of people out there that are now not stressing, but they don't know what to do. So that's kind of where I've kind of, before this, I was focusing on more female specific coaching, and I was trying to go in that direction. And I still am, and I've got a network, like a group that people can join on Mighty Networks, which I'm going to be posting more stuff on. But it's just, everything's kind of gone up in the air. It's like everything's been thrown up in the air at the moment. So but my main, I basically coach triathlon and running and a bit of cycling.
And what advice would you give to someone who might be going through perimenopause or menopause, starting to know a few changes, but who still wants to keep active, doing triathlons, doing running and stuff like that?
Yeah, so You need to do a bit more of high intensity, but not so much that you're not going to recover from it. You need to kind of have that. It's a change. It's changing the way you train. So if you're used to doing lots and lots of long, slow distance, lots of volume, you might find that you can't handle that anymore when you get to perimenopause. So what you can do is make sure that you're getting that recovery in between the sessions, which I was talking about earlier, and then you can do like weight training. I did the Dr. Stacey, if you've ever heard of Dr. Stacey Sims, I did the course with her. She's done a women and not small men course, and she talks about all female stuff, but she recommends like a couple of high intensity sessions, but before you do them, they're like strength sessions. So you might do like a hill rep session, but before you do the hill reps, you also do some strength work in the gym. So you're running on a fatigued muscles, and that's what helps to build that muscle. But then afterwards, you like do 2 days on, but then you have easy recovery days, and you make sure those days are really easy. Because a lot of people go too hard on their recovery days. They don't recover when they're meant to be recovering, trying to push too hard all the time. With triathletes anyway, you know, it's a common thing that happens.
I think that's common for a lot of people who are into exercise. We hit our rest days and we just think, oh, I could just do another workout, and then so down the line it really kind of bites us.
Yeah.
So recovery is a big thing going through perimenopause and triathlon. Is that correct?
Yeah, so recovery and strength, I would say, become more of your focus than the amount of miles and distance and volume that you do.
And what would be your biggest recovery tip? Would it be nutrition? Would it be sleep? Would it be actual rest? Or
Well, it'd be a combination. But sleep is really the main thing that I think a lot of people just don't prioritize or don't get right. And it's such a basic thing. If you can nail your sleep, then that's really good. And you know, if you are waking up with night sweats or whatever, having naps as well. There's a really good book by the sleep coach, and he talks about how, you know, having these naps in the day, if you don't get enough sleep, can be really beneficial as well. He uses it with athletes, like top end athletes, and you know, if you're having disrupted sleep, it does affect you mentally, and you know, it has a massive knock-on effect. So I think sleep is that's the one I would say biggest priority.
perfect. And where can people find you if they want more from you?
Okay, so I've got a Facebook page, LTR Coaching, I think it is, and my website is www.ltrcoaching.co.uk. I'm on Instagram and Twitter, but I don't use it much. It's too angry. I think it is anyway. What else? I don't know what else I'm on. I think that's it. Instagram is the main one that I use, to be honest.
So Instagram, website, Facebook, all under LTR Coaching.
Yeah, I think my Instagram might be Love the Rain Coaching, possibly, because that's what LTR stands for.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for your time, and I'm sure I'll speak to you again very, very soon.
Yeah, okay. Thank you very much.